It's Tuesday already. I got home and had to take a short little nap after today, and my alarm went off. I'm staring right at it. It's not making any sound. So I don't know if there's something wrong with my phone, and I just wanted to really quick check with all you people, make sure that you can hear me. And so let me know. Hey, there we go. Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, so the sound is good, and the brushes are good. The paint is good, and so I'm going to do an evening mountain scene today. We're doing evening mountains. We could even call it
Hi, Jimmy.
a sunset. Hey, my front row.
Hi, Teresa.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. It's Donny has now got mobile paint. I have to go from here to somewhere else with my paint now, and so I'm getting ready to paint, and it's 8 o'clock, and where's my paint? Oh my goodness, it's still out in the car. So I lost a minute or two there.
I had a tote, and I put all his paint together in a tote
Yeah.
and carried to the Sky Bridge.
So it was quite
Hi,
a
Scotty. Lone Cross, Scotty.
Lone Star, the new
Lone Cross.
the new name.
Lone Cross.
Lone Cross. Yeah.
Hi, Christopher.
And so we're doing some night sky.
And by the way, are you using the app or just regular YouTube?
I'm on regular YouTube today.
He's on regular YouTube today, but I'll tell you, we do not know what's been happening with the that recording app. One of the reasons why we've been using Prism is because it will record the video even if there's any kind of mess ups or anything, and we can take that video and we can turn it into like a time lapse video, and then put it out, for his members or on his channel or whatever. And but for some reason, every time he shuts it down on this channel, Storyteller Donny, or on his Team Jesus channel, for some reason when he shuts it down, it makes it look like he's live for like all night long. It doesn't stop until like the next day, and then it'll correct itself. So I don't know, it's some sort of glitch, but I've had that happen on YouTube app for me. If it would stop, if you lost signal. So it's some sort of a YouTube glitch. But if anybody popped in when he was finished with his live and you just had a black screen, that's the reason. He's been just doing his regular live streams, but that YouTube has been making it look like he's live for hours and hours and hours.
Wouldn't that be nice for commercials or something?
But
it's not good for...
He doesn't get paid commercials anyway. Hi, Rhonda. How's everything going, Rhonda? Hopefully good.
Yeah. How's my screen placement here?
Christopher wants to know if you ever did any house painting or barn painting in your past.
I've painted a few sheds.
He's painted a lot of houses. That's how he got started
I've
painting.
Painted a lot of houses and a couple of sheds. Right now we're working on evening sky. And with a little mix of clouds in there. Some more blue. And then down here, we're gonna, oh, done with that brush.
And Donny painted on Friday morning till about 2 p.m. It was probably, by the time he started, it was probably about 11:30 to about 2 p.m. And they loved his painting up there at the Gatlinburg Sky Park. And they took his painting and put it up on the wall in the store.
Right above the register.
Featured it where the registers are.
Oh, and I got a splinter in my hand today. Oh, it's all sore. I'm surprised how much I bang things with the palm of my hand. I just banged it with a tube of paint and reminded myself that hurt. Don't do that.
Rhonda said her mom hasn't fallen lately, so that's good, but sometimes I have to help her out of her chair. And that's just,
Well, that's wisdom.
that's an age thing.
What is this? Cough drops in my paint? Cough drops in my paint. Wonder how that happened. That's not open yet. Okay.
Donny has helped me out of chairs when my back hurts stiff.
Oh yeah, we've had our shares of chairs.
Christopher says, I haven't been to Gatlinburg area since the 90s. I bet it's changed.
Huh?
Oh yeah, it has changed even since we've lived here, and we've lived here for 4 years, over 4 years. But I used to come here, on vacation and stuff over the years. And so it's changed a lot since then, and even since we've been here.
Brushes are springing over here, wanting to get in on the paint job. Nope, not your turn yet. Not your turn yet.
We always want to say thank you to our TV watchers.
Yeah. The ones who come in on the side and aren't able to chat, we certainly appreciate you still being here. You count. You may not be chatting, you may not be
Let me see. Let me have that
able.
red phone and disconnect it.
It's dead right now. It's not bothering anybody. It needs to be plugged in.
A little fuzzy here. Rhonda said that was a fun video of duck bowling. Yeah, I posted a video of duck bowling with our friends Mike and Michelle and their son. And by the way, I don't get any kind of ad revenue for that video, the duck bowling. If there's any ads on it, that's YouTube doing it, and they pay the ad revenue to whoever wrote the songs, because that bowling alley is full of copyrighted songs, so you can't monetize a video from there. But I just put it out there because I thought it might be fun, you know. For
it's not always about money. It's about camaraderie and having fun.
It might be fun for people to watch it, you know.
Yeah, like Rhonda said. You know, you can only go as fast as the pins are set, so it's a steady pace, and it takes a little while to get it done. But we had fun. That brush did not get very clean. I don't know if that's going to help me at all or not. Oh, look at all that garbage. That's terrible. So much for that brush. Let's see. We'll have to. And that brush is kind of hard too.
Sometimes Donny does forget to
I'll miss a brush.
get his brushes all washed out, and then he has to buy new ones.
I'll find a brush that rolled underneath the easel or missed the wash, missed the bath. Oh, you didn't make it. Aww.
He's always sad.
I have a saying, every gallon of paint deserves a home. I always like to buy mist tints. Every gallon of paint deserves a home. Every gallon of paint deserves a home.
Thank you to everyone that watches on the TV, even if they're not in the chat. Thank you for our friends who watch the replay.
Hey, replayers. We need you. We love you. You are
We had
most...
somebody comment the other day about, they said that they were watching on the TV. Oh, it was the Rod Run. They were watching on the TV, and you know, Donny was being all animated and funny and joking and everything. And they said we were watching on the TV, but we had to come and comment. That was hilarious. They were like rolling.
I had to grab my phone.
They're like, I had to grab my phone. I was rolling on the floor laughing.
Good old-fashioned humor.
Yeah, clean humor. They said good old-fashioned clean humor. That was so. I think they said something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know the exact
It was when I was commenting on the rumble seat.
Yeah.
And how parents would. Actually, it was originally named the grumble seat because kids would grumble. Whoa, but then Dad didn't have to start.
Well, you don't have to give it away
Yeah,
in case somebody needs
anyway.
to go back and watch it.
We had fun with that.
So Circle Your Wagons is coming up.
Oh, that's VAGAN.
And so is the Bigfoot Festival.
Yep, and the balloons.
Saturday is both Circle Your Wagons and the Bigfoot Festival.
Oh no.
We need to go to the Bigfoot Festival, so we gotta have a short time at Circle Your Wagons.
Yes, we're hoping I'll have a paycheck and the work I had set up for tomorrow canceled, so we're hoping for some money to come in so that we can get some headlights, some things for the bug. The bug's been having a little trouble with the headlights. So I've been waiting for Circle Your Wagons to come. So we circled wagons so that we can get some parts for the car. Yeah. I'm not even going to touch that again. Look at the way that happened. Wow.
Yeah, I need a new headlight for the bug, and and then somebody stole the little VW emblem thing off of is it the front, right?
Yeah, off the front hood.
The front, the little thing, you know, the VW thing is gone, and the back, there's a couple of tail lights, like blinker lights, that are busted and needed, you know, the plastic part is busted, so we want to look for stuff like that at the VW.
At the wagons. Dragging your wagon.
If you have an older car and you go to some car show and stuff like that, a lot of times you can find the little parts you need for replacing.
And especially people that want to help. They just,
like that.
These are VW people, they just love their VW. They can't wait to help you in some way. If you need, you know, to parts or whatever, you know, if they don't have it, they'll tell you who does. They just absolutely love VWs. They want to.
Christopher said, it's a beautiful area. I got out of the Army in '91, and my in-laws took me to East Tennessee to ground me. It was a beautiful area.
Ground.
And Christopher said, Donny, do you ever do custom paintings on saw blades? He has not so far, but he's thought about it at some point. He's just not, I think, is that with oils? Would you do that with oils?
No, it's acrylics, but there's a guy that does that.
There's a local guy that does
Yeah, there's a guy that does that here in town, so.
But he might do something someday on things like that. We just don't have a lot of room right now in this RV. That's why we're looking for property so that we can have a home, all that kind of stuff. No worries, Christopher. The whole phone system and computer system, they will change the word even if you type it right. They will autocorrect it to some other word. Happens all the time. I've seen it happen to friends. I've seen it happen to me.
Yep.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Cher. How are you? I love Cher's, her little, what do you call it, profile picture. It's a little blue bear.
Kind of got ahead of myself here.
Scotty Lone Cross said, this one is mesmerizing me for some reason. In case anybody didn't know, Lone Cross is Scotty. He used to call himself Scotty DeHottie, and he changed it to Lone Cross.
Yeah. Did you get a little older and realize you just weren't what you used to? You know, what was that? I don't want to be insulting or anything, but not Sahadi or what, you know.
Tommy.
I'm sorry. I sometimes make a mistake and just say what comes into my mind. Oh, that's just what I wanted right there. That's just what I wanted. Okay.
So today, Donny is not using the Prism app for recording this, but
yeah, let us know the second you have any kind of reception problems.
We like to use that app because it records a perfect video, even if there's problems with the cell signal or anything. But it's had a glitch lately in it, and it makes it look, when he turns it off, it makes it look like he's live streaming all night long, you know, until the next day. And we even, if we go to the computer and try to hit stop or whatever, it doesn't do anything. So there's some sort of a glitch. But YouTube has done that to me before on the regular YouTube if I've lost cell signal. So I don't know what the deal is. But the reason we like to use Prism for his Team Jesus and for his painting is so that we have a backup recording in case anything goes wrong. But on the painting, if we have a backup recording, then we could make that video into like a time lapse, so that, you know, some people could see the painting done quicker. And it's, I think time lapse is quite fascinating myself.
Oh, it catches me every time.
On all kinds of things, time lapse.
I love time lapse.
I just am fascinated by that. Hey, Huga, how are you?
Hey, did somebody get their painting? I got that back in the mail this week, and I was wondering if it might show up in time. I'm using two different kinds of brown tonight. I'm using like a reddish brown and a regular brown. I'm trying to use the reddish brown to bring in a sunset.
Nancy said she got her painting and she did a video about it. I haven't seen that video yet. I don't know if she posted it yet. And I'm thinking more about the 5,000 subscriber giveaway. When Smoky Mountain Blessed hits 5,000 subscribers, I've been buying little things for the giveaway, so that we can give away lots of different kinds of things. And I figured if I buy stuff, you know, ahead of time, a little thing here, a little thing there, or whatever, it's like, instead of spending a lot of money at once, I'm tapering it out, you know? I'm still about 800 subscribers away. But I'm trying to plan ahead.
Yep. Okay.
Christopher said, did you ever check out the mail pouch barns in Ohio, West Virginia, and Kentucky?
Wasn't that, those are old classics. I haven't even thought of that for years. Yeah, that, they even have mail pouch tours and things like that.
We have taken some trips. You know, I have been watching lately people with small campers, because we have an RV that's 36 feet long, and it's it's older, so to drive it is like you bounce all over, you know what I mean? And so I have been thinking about and looking at these videos of these smaller campers you know, even the teardrop ones, and there's people making their own style of teardrops as well. Some of them are some of them they call a raindrop instead of a teardrop, and some of them are a little bit bigger than others. Some people are putting an actual toilet in their little DIY one, and there are some that even have a toilet in it and stuff. You know, you could do a composting toilet in those things. And they're saying, because like some of the men that are building it, they're saying, in order to get my wife out there camping, it wasn't going to be in a tent.
That was funny. I
and
remember
of course,
that.
some of the men, as they got older, they didn't want to lay on the ground either, you know, and have to get up. And then some of them said, and my wife said, I'm not going to camp out if I have to walk to use the bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning in the dark. I'm not going to do it. And so then some of the men, they would make a little composting type toilet or something. Or they have those cassette toilets too. Some people use cassette toilets and everything, which are very small, you know, and you can tuck them away. And one guy, he made like a wall where the bathroom is, and a little sliding door in his DIY teardrop raindrop thing, you know, and it was like, and I don't know if you know this, but there's a whole club. There's clubs all over for these teardrop camper groups. There's groups all over, and so I've been watching the ones that kind of camp in this area a lot. You know, they're like I think they're like a Kentucky, Tennessee group or something, and it's very interesting. And this one guy, he goes and interviews them and shows their different campers and everything. He made his own DIY one, but his looks like he bought it from some dealer. I mean, it looks.
You mean like an empty shell, or he bought?
No, it
was ready to go, huh?
Such a good job that it looks like it was professionally made. Some of them look so good; they look professionally made. And so he always says, every time I go to and look at somebody's camper, I always try to see what I can steal from their ideas. You know what I'm saying? So that the next time I build one, I'm going to incorporate their idea into my next one, you know? And he goes, and so he'll say to them, I'm stealing that idea. That's what I'm stealing from your camper right there. And so it's kind of funny, but some of these people, they are so inventive in their ideas. And I guess they have Facebook groups for these DIY teardrop groups. And they are very generous with each other, sharing ideas on what they did and pictures and everything on how they solved the problem or whatever. Because, you know, a teardrop camper is just a really small, and you have to be creative in the way you have all of your stuff that you need while you're camping, or anything you might need, you know, if an emergency came up or whatever, you know. I don't think I know Harley, Christopher.
Hardly know him.
Christopher wants to know if you have favorite brushes.
Oh, yes, I do. This is one of them right there. This one. This one's good for trees and clouds.
He said
Yeah.
we remind him of Harley from Southeast Ohio.
I hope he's still out there healthy doing his thing.
Nancy said it's a good idea to, you know, have things for a giveaway later. She said she knows a channel that buys the clearance items and then uses them for giveaways. Yeah, I don't think I bought anything off of clearance. I just would see something that I would like, see it, and I would think, oh, that would make a nice thing for my giveaway, you know, after I hit the 5,000, and I would just pick it up, and it, you know, these are things that don't necessarily cost a lot of money, you know, but it's just a fun thing, you know.
Tiggers. Fun, 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 fun. The wonderful thing about Tiggers is he's the only one.
Christopher said he loved Worcester brushes.
Worcester doesn't make canvas painting brushes. It's at least I have not found any. Maybe they're online.
Hi,
only.
Jeff.
I get mine from Hobby Lobby, Master's Touch, and a couple others like that. That's where I get mine.
Jeff said it's the thought that counts when you're giving away a prize for the giveaway.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some things for the giveaway from Bucky's. I've got, I have a postcard that I bought from Shenandoah National Park. That's just some examples of some things. Like, oh yeah, several things from Bucky's. We went and bought several things from Bucky's. Because Bucky, you know, there's a lot of Bucky's out there, but not everybody's been able to visit a Bucky's. So since we have one here in our hometown, it's just, for me, it's just like a logical thing of thinking, you know, I could buy some things here and there from Bucky's, and those could be prizes for the giveaway.
And you know, they're collectible.
Some of
Because
them
we
are.
go back and there's no more.
That's true. Some of them are like, we bought it. Some of the stuff we've
She
already
bought some
previously,
Valentines.
like some of the coloring books that I bought people, or I bought for a giveaway on our Smoky Mountain Blast channel. Yeah, when I went back and tried to buy another one, they were gone. So they went fast, and
Yep.
I asked them there at the store if they had any more of certain things, and they said, no, once it's gone, it's gone. That's it.
Yep.
Thank you, Rhonda. She said she's going to send the live chat out.
All right. I'm looking here at what I'm gonna do. Gotta do some trees here, get things going.
Anybody that just came in, that wasn't here at the beginning when I announced it, when Donny was invited to the Gatlinburg Sky Bridge to come up there and paint live. And of course it was a rainy day, and he had to be under the, what do you call it, the roof patio.
Porch, like a porch
under
roof.
the porch patio there and stuff. So there weren't a lot of people that came over to that area.
They almost avoided it, like, oh, I don't want to get too close to that guy.
Well, it was almost like...
They were being respectful or something.
Yeah, it was almost like they thought they would be intruding or something, and they didn't think they could approach him.
Yeah, so we'll have to work on that.
But the Sky Park, they loved the video. And, I mean, the painting. They loved the painting. So they hung it on their wall at their, where their cash registers are. They hung it up there. We gave Donny, they told us we could live stream it. So Donny had the choice of what he wanted to do. And he wanted to do a horizontal live stream. So we did that on his channel, and they said we could live stream from both channels. So I did a vertical on my channel.
Let's see. That's really not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted.
It almost looks like those are tumbleweeds.
They are.
Huh? Is that
Yeah,
what
they are in the wrong place. They're the wrong thing. I was trying to do, but I'll see. Well, you got to remember the light's coming from the other side, so I have to do a light color first, and dab in what I'm trying to do first. It just bothers me. It just doesn't look right, you know. It's like something's not right. You know?
Enjoy your dinner, Rhonda. She's gonna eat dinner with her mom right now.
Okay, take good care. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this. And whether or not I'm just gonna paint this out, or whether I've got a plan. Because you've got to, you know, of course I always, Bob says, do the back side of the tree first. Paint the back side of the tree first. Well, when the light is coming from the opposite direction, the back side of the tree is lighter. That's where the, the light is on the back side of that tree.
But it almost looks like a desert.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
Somewhere in Arizona.
No idea. So this is another imagination. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. We're all having fun together, wondering what the heck Donna's doing. But that's kind of the fun of it. And then we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. I'm starting to see what I'm looking at. I'm starting to see what I'm looking at here. I'm starting to see it. We need some white. We need some yellow. And we are going to come up with that.
Jeff says lavender fields forever. I don't
Oh,
know if
yeah.
they're in the desert, but
I just hate to cover up my pretty mountain there.
yeah, don't cover the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're covering up your sunset too.
Yeah, yep.
Or quit.
I know. It's like, what's Bob doing today? What's he telling? I always hated that when he would cover up something. Like, what's the matter with you? That was beautiful. I felt the same way as everybody else did. Like, what are you doing? Don't do that. It was just getting good. Then he slaps a tree right in the middle of it. I'm like, oh, man. I promise it's going to work out. I don't know how, but it will work out. We're going to...
Christopher said he loves lilacs, the best smell ever.
Okay.
I don't think they have regular trees over in the desert, Donny.
Yeah, this is not a desert. It's just a Smoky Mountain sunset. Very reddish Smoky Mountain sunset. Very reddish. And I'm looking for my... Quite often as an artist, you have to wait for people to get over what they think it's supposed to be and begin to receive what it is. Kind of like raising a child. You go from thinking you know what's going on to, oh my goodness, that's not my plan.
Well, you don't even know what's going on.
I don't even know what's going on. But that's okay, because it's like, this is the plan. And I may not know what it is.
I thought those were poles. Like telephone poles.
Yeah. See, and that is the human mind, always assigns whatever, and every brush stroke, it changes its life into something else. I think it's absolutely fascinating how you can take something like a painting and turn it into something completely different. You know, just with one brush stroke, it becomes something else completely. And that just fascinates me. And as I have learned that, though, that has helped me become a better painter, because I begin to notice what it is that I need to do to change the assignment my brain has made for that painting. And it's quite interesting to see how your brain reshuffles. It's like, oh, okay, that's what it is now. Oh, okay, now it's this. And you don't even, you don't realize that's what it is, because you think, but when you just take a little mark or anything else like that and make it different, all of a sudden the whole painting just changes, turns into something else. For instance, if I take this brush here and I go like this and I cross over that painting and I make a big old swathy branch right up this way from this back tree, all of a sudden that tree just jumped in front of all these other trees, and now it's 1, 2, 3, this one's closest, just by doing that. And then if I take a little white and the brown, little white, little brown, and just see, I'm building this shadow look. That's a little too light. Let me get a little darker. The lavender and the black and the white make a really beautiful, like a shading color right on the tree, and it kind of lights that tree up a little bit with the night sky. And you begin to put the evening color on the tree because the sun is gone. And so you have to do that. So what I'm doing is this tree, because this tree is in the front, it's actually going to be a darker, blacker tree because the two trees over here are blocking the light that's coming to it. And I can see that definitely gonna, well, these are Sky Bridge brushes, so I'm definitely gonna have to do a better job washing out my brushes. I didn't really want to take too long, and I didn't know. So next time I'm gonna take a little longer.
Maybe you need to have one of those big jars to put
Oh.
your brushes in and then close the lid.
Just close the lid and take them home.
Yeah, tall jar.
Mm-hmm. One of those big plastic or glass pickle jars or something.
Tall jar. Yeah.
That would be a great idea. I think that's exactly what we should do.
Jeff said that he was taught in art to not use black because nothing in life is black. Black is the absence of color. Shadows are purples and greens and so on.
Yes, I was taught that as well. And I've been given a recipe to make my own black. And if you make your own black with the colors in the recipe that they gave me, it does make for a much better, deeper, more imaginative black. So I agree. And but that's just one of those things that, class and time and recipes I just have not had to do.
Christopher said if you ever woke up with a window open and smelled lilacs, you would feel like you were in heaven.
Ah, well, I definitely need to remember that because
Pretty smell. Lilacs are
I like visiting heaven too. So heaven's okay. I would like a lilac heaven. I like lilacs, honeysuckle, and fresh baked bread.
Christopher said we're educating him on art between Jeff, the Vanilla Gorilla, and you are educating him.
Yeah, well, I've only been doing this 2 years. Don't think of me as a teacher. I am lucky to get it right when I get it right. Okay, how's my other one doing? So, all right. Let's see, I would like to put more color on this tree, but the darker I make it, the farther away from the light it is. And then these trees need to be a little lighter because they are closer to the light. And they should have more light on them. Even down here like that. Okay. So. I wish I knew what I was about to do was going to work. Nowhere to practice.
You might need to get one of those painting palette things too to put your paint in. Like, we should look for something and see if there's one that has a lid to it.
Mm. Okay. So you kind of come on, baby, work for daddy. Work for daddy. Here we go. We have to do the distance stuff first. And that is really just not... Well, I'll tell you what, if this all fails, I'll paint over it and touch it up later. But what we're trying to do is paint the side of the tree that's facing us now, so...
Jeff said that in art class they used to mist their paint, mist it, you know, with a little water, and they would put saran wrap over it, and then it was good for several days until the next art class.
If they misted it with water, or were they talking about oil?
The acrylic paints.
Acrylic. Yeah, acrylic paint dries no matter what you do. But, yeah. Unfortunately, that did not go the way it was planned.
Thank you, Christopher. He said they covered it with saran wrap.
Yeah, that would help.
Well, I mean, you've covered your paints.
I sure do. Yeah, saran wrap would be a great.
I mean, his house paint, when he's painting a house and he has to leave and come back another day, he covers it.
Yeah.
Jeff said, if you mist your acrylics and wrap them, they don't dry up quickly. They'll last. There's a misting bottle. He said it's just like it's in a bottle when you cover them up like that. Yeah, he needs to do something like that because otherwise he'll be buying paint too fast, you know. He said it's like it's in a bottle, like it's airtight when you wrap it in saran wrap.
Y'all are getting my mind off of what I'm trying to do here.
Well, we're giving you tips so that you're not wasting paint and having to buy more too quickly.
Until you pull the saran wrap off and it pulls your painting apart.
Oh, Jeff said, plus mixed paints are sometimes hard to replicate, so it's good to save the colors.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that during the painting because sometimes later on in the painting I want to come back to that color and I have to remake it. And that definitely irritates me.
Hello to, hi Connie Locke.
Hey, Tippa.
She said, this is really beautiful. You never cease to amaze me.
Thank you. Yeah, I am attempting to do a different kind of a tree thing where I'm painting the front of the tree yellow because it's facing the sun, and then you paint the back of the tree black, which is facing us, and that allows the idea of the front of the tree touching the night. And I did not do it very good, but you kind of get the idea.
Jeff said we just saved them till the painting was done, or when we were done with that color. We then turned the paint into a kind of a mixed art painting as well.
Okay.
Donny will be back painting on Friday at the Gatlinburg Skybridge Sky Park. Jeff said you turned that desert into a mountaintop.
Yeah. Thank you. That was my goal. Although this part of the painting did not work out, but we can always work something with it. I see a thing right here. And it's, coming to know what brush does what is very important. And I'm still, I don't remember from one day to the next what was the last brush I used to make that happen. And so it's like every time I'm fighting to learn how to do something again that I had just learned how to do, and couldn't remember how I did it. But I will continue to paint and paint and paint until I know. Mm-hmm. I really like the this violet and white and black combination. The white, the violet, the black seem to make a really pretty purple shadow that I really like, and I wish I could, no, see, that's not right. A little darker. But it's an experiment for me to see if I can get something to work with the limited knowledge that I have. And I just learned something recently, like I was sitting there and I was able to mix the paints just by looking at them. And
Jeff said perfect for dawn. The dawn of the morning.
oh, I think it's more of a dawn than a sunset. Okay.
Christopher said, are your paintings based on natural geography? Do you do other paintings?
Oh, I've done a few fish, a few oceans. I like seashores, lighthouses, things like that.
Winter scenes with snowmen and
Yep.
stuff like that. He did a chicken once.
Yeah.
He did a barn.
That was a heck of
little
a chicken
farm scene.
too. Did a barn, the barn scene, yeah. That was a heck of a chicken.
Jeff said he meant dusk. It looks like dusk.
Oh, dusk. Thank you. I am endeavoring to return to where I was. I've gotten too far away from my original plan.
Donny's paintings are mostly his imagination. Not
Pretty
really
much.
a specific thing.
Yeah, we're all at the mercy of the brush.
Hi,
Or
Austin.
what's his brush gonna do? What is his brush gonna do? So, I like mixing the red and the brown. It seems to give me a little reflection of
Christopher said, wow, fish, cool. Farm animals are always cool.
yeah, I've done sharks, whales,
Dolphin.
dolphin. All that you can see on Storyteller Donny, you can go in there and
Hey, Lake
See
Akins, how are you?
see previous paintings without much trouble at all. Yeah. And now I'm just trying to recover from my mistake of how I did things and try to get back on a track here. I really like this corner. It just didn't work out. It didn't work out. I might just have to paint that out because I was looking at some kind of a thing growing there.
Donny's painting a landscape. It keeps changing in his mind, I think,
Hey,
as he's painting it.
one week we had a dinosaur, a glove, a dinosaur, a hand, and I finally turned it into something. I don't remember what it ended up being eventually. But it was a good painting. That was thrilling to see that thing develop.
Lake Akins said Bob Ross is smiling.
Yes, thank you. That's a sweet compliment.
And Bob Ross inspired so many people, to want to paint.
Yep. And I've got a gift. I mean, it is a gift. You know, it's like, oh, anybody can do his style. That's true. But like, to get this exact shadow color, to mix things and have stuff come out right, that's something that came from painting for 30 years on houses and things like that. You know, that did not come. That's a little different. Now, of course, you can mimic his way of mixing on a palette, and buy his paints and see how he does this, and I totally agree with that. But I don't do that because I'm not Bob, and I don't want to be, associated with anything that would make it sound like, I'm imitating him. Even though I do have my Bob Ross watching over me, as some of you may recall.
It's Donny's own version of a Bob Ross style,
Yeah, the style. And
Jeff said, replacing the kitchen. He's painting a scene. Hey, Spaceman! How are you and Becky doing? Lake said you're in the style of Bob. And some people...
see, this actually looks good now.
Some people are out there and they'll try to belittle you, you know, and say something or whatever. But Donnie's not trying to be Bob Ross at all. He's just doing his own thing.
Yeah, and I'm very excited when something comes out right. I'm just as like, whoa, that worked. Oh, that, like, this is all turning into a very good thing right here. This is all, you know, this is coming in, though, you know, we're getting some contrast. We're getting some, you know, some rocks in here, a few things to fill in.
I don't know if Bob Ross painted from his imagination so much as just put his imagination onto what he saw in the natural, like, you know, a photograph or something, and then he painted it, you know, his own version of it.
After so many years, he just...
But it was a natural thing. I mean, he was painting something he saw or took a photograph of or something like that, you know?
Yeah. I feel like that's what he did.
Yeah. And Donnie is... this stuff is coming out of his...
But I think his cabins, I think it's his imagination. Well, maybe he started out with imagination, but once he got his system down, he basically just developed it, you know? Because a lot of his paintings are, you know, each one is individual, but they are the same kind of thing. And the funny thing is that one of the first paintings I did for Bob, like in my Bob Ross style, was a mural. I just thought I could sit down at a wall and start painting like Bob Ross. But I used a Wizzy roller and a big brush and all kinds of stuff. And at first I thought, wow, this is going pretty good. And then I realized Bob Ross was 28 by 30. That was the size of his world.
And Donnie did a painting that was like 20 foot long.
This thing was 20 feet by 15 feet, including the sky. I mean, it was, wow.
So,
and it took me 6 months.
Spaceman said he's sleepy, but he has you on, I think probably the TV, and then he's chatting. Let's see. Jeff said Bob Ross hated his afro, but he felt that if he cut it, he would upset his fans, so he kept it. I think PBS kind of put the pressure on him to keep it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because they wanted it like that. And what's famous today, every time you see
any
like
kind
a
of Bob
Ross
thing,
doll
yeah.
or something with a
that
big
was
afro,
yeah. That was
know.
his marketing tool, and he hated it.
And Lake Aiken said, I wish I had enough hair left for an afro. LOL. Hi, Roy and Maria.
Hey, boy, all the friends are coming in tonight. Thank you.
Spaceman said, 2 crazy days of work can make a person go berserk.
And when you said Cher was in too, right? And Hugo?
Hugo Homestead.
Yeah. So I'm trying to show somehow that there is light hitting this tree from the other side. And I just don't
Christopher
quite...
said he agrees that you definitely have your own inspiration. You are unique in your own way.
Yeah, kind of unique up on you.
Roy and Maria said you should dress up as Bob Ross sometime in a costume.
Well, you know what? I should get the wig next time I see one out. I've seen people wear it for fun, you know.
Lake Aiken said you should come and paint our ceiling like Michelangelo.
Oh, yeah. Well, you get this. I've got a scaffold. I'll be glad to do that.
Ann Hayton said her son is still in the hospital for 2 more weeks. We pray
Oh my.
We plead the blood of Jesus over
Thank you,
her son.
Jesus. Proper
As
diagnosis.
he came to the knowledge of the Lord, he accepted the Lord, but he's dealing with some health issues. So, Anne's
Thank you, Lord.
son
He repents and forgive
needs-
him, Lord, for the misuse of his body or anything he did that caused it to be. And I thank you, Lord, that he understands that he just says, I'm sorry for that you will heal him. Thank you,
Thank you,
Lord.
Lord. Blood of Jesus over her son and your healing mercies for him, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff said, you know how to catch that special rabbit?
Ribbit.
Unique up on
The
it.
unique up on him. Yeah, somebody knows that joke. Yeah. There's also a there's the unique rabbit. All right. So now we're going to take a little bit of sunset. We're going to see if we can't dance a little bit of light, the last light of the day on our tree here.
Roy Marie said that painting is pretty. I'll have to go back and see from the beginning. It was looking like a desert in the beginning. I thought he was
Yeah, you
painting
might not be impressed. It's only now starting to look good. You didn't miss much. That's funny.
But
You
it
can
does
tune
help
into Don halfway
it
through.
Does, it does help his hours when he gets
You can tune into Donny halfway through, especially if you don't want to be stressed out.
Because at one point he was covering up the
Oh,
the
I
sunset,
made a
and I go,
terrible mistake.
Oh, stop! You're covering the sunset.
If you back it up too far, you'll think you're on a different night. That's funny. That's funny right there. Right there. That's funny. Just touching a few branches with some of that light. We don't want to touch too many. We want to stay dark over here. Maybe oh, I know, we can add some shadow. Maybe we can add a little shadow. I always think of my neighbor's dog's shadow when I say the word shadow. Or the one in Long Journey Home from Disney. When the dog was a shadow. Yeah. Just a few branches.
I saw Ryan Maria said, "Did you see Dawn's short video today?" I saw a short video on Yankee in the South where she was thanking everybody for the birthday wishes. They're on a cruise to Alaska.
Oh, now they're on it?
Yeah, which I knew ahead of time because Will let me in on that secret. But he didn't want me to tell. He didn't want me to tell because they wanted to surprise their viewers. So I already was excited for Dawn because honestly, Dawn told me several years ago, a few years ago at least, that she said at the time, for 5 years I've wanted to travel and do things, but
yeah, you're building the channel.
They were building up their Smoky Mountains channel, so she didn't have the opportunity, and they were having to build their income because it takes a lot of views to get paid, and even recently there's sometimes when I would get paid 1 month, next month I wouldn't get paid, and then I might get paid the next month after that. And so I have over 4,000 subscribers, and that's the way it is with YouTube and their views and stuff. So it took them years, to build up some ad revenue that pays them enough so that they could do things, and travel and stuff like that. So it's the desire of her heart to get out there and be able to travel like this. So I'm very, very happy for her. And to see her, her smiling face, it resonates. You can tell how happy she is when she's out there traveling. She's just so excited to do all these different things. And even if it's a day trip that they take, they'll take day trips and, you know, maybe go into Ohio or go over to Kentucky or North Carolina or whatever, you know, and just, you know, maybe they'll stay overnight in a hotel or something, but then they'll come back the next day. And it's just, you can see Dawn how happy she is doing this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I had someone say, you know, well, they felt like they were making a mistake for getting out there and traveling and stuff. And I said, no, they're not making a mistake. This is the desire of Dawn's heart, and God is allowing her to, you know, have these fun adventures like
and
this.
the desire of her heart.
Yeah, fulfilling. The Bible says God puts desires in your heart, and He gives you the desires of your heart. So He puts a desire for you to want to do something, and then He'll make it happen, you know? And,
Nothing is appreciated that isn't wanted first.
yeah. They're sweet. They're very sweet people for, at the Rod Run, when I finished my live stream, and they were with me at the very end of my live stream, we went over to Donny. I didn't know Donny was live, but he was out there live streaming on my channel. I didn't even realize. But I went and showed Will and Dawn our hotel room, and we sat there and chatted for 90 minutes, you know. And I've had many opportunities to chat with them personally like that, you know, and they're very sweet, kind.
Especially at the beginning when they were such a thing of advice.
With advice on different things about YouTube and everything like that, you know. I've learned a lot from them, you know. So I really appreciate that. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that she's getting the desires of her heart, you know. And Roy and Maria said, we are happy for them too. They worked hard to get where they're at. Yes, they've worked hard to get where they're at. And they have always tried to help other creators too, you know. Now the one thing is, sometimes a creator will want to collaborate with them, and they might not have time, and they're doing their own thing and everything, and sometimes those creators will get upset with them if they think, you know, why aren't they, you know, doing this with me or whatever. But, you know, they don't owe it to anyone to collaborate with them, you know. And so...
Yeah, we haven't.
You know? No, I mean, we had dinner with them one time that I had posted one time, but that was a long time ago. But and I'll shout them out when I see them and stuff, but I don't, even though I'm friends with them, you know, we are friends with them, and we've seen them, and we've
maybe once a month.
We've been at private parties with them and stuff like that. We don't personally ask them to collaborate with us.
Nor do we take their time up either. They talk to everybody else but us.
We're not trying to use them to get ahead. You know what I'm saying? We're just loving on them and doing our part to lift them up and appreciate them. That's what a friend does. You know, a friend does not try to you know, take advantage of someone and say, hey, collab with me so that I can get ahead.
Yeah. There were certain YouTubers that were big, and people went to them in order to bounce off of them, and we have not done that. And I'm very excited because I was trying to figure out what was wrong with this tree until I got some of the sunset under the tree. And now that I've got some of the sunset under the tree right here, and it's nice and dark right here, and I got the stem, and I got the stem right there, and the thing now all of a sudden, I'm happy. I got my little look-see. Got my little look-see. And now I'm trying to get the right color of a shadow. But as you can see, now that I've put the sunset under the tree, now the tree makes sense. Yay! That just cheers me up. That just cheers me right up. And that just cheers me right up.
Maria said, are they building a hotel over back by Ober? Did you notice that? Up at Ober Mountain, they're doing a lot of building up there. They took down like the tower thing they had up there.
That spring off tower, yeah, the dropping.
They're building. I know one thing they're building up there is a zip line at Ober Mountain.
Yeah, it's a double or a triple. You take the chairlift all the way to the very top to ride that zip line. Yeah.
But I'm not sure if they're building a hotel back there somewhere, or if anyone is. Ann Hayton said, "You guys are sweet people too." Thank you, Ann. We appreciate that.
Aw. All right, we're getting pretty close to done here. This is really good. This is really good. Just a little bit of greenery into the rocks. Just a little bit of color. Whew. Much different painting than usual. Mountains are usually a lot closer. I wanted to do them further away. I wanted to do sunset. I wanted to... Oh, look at that sky. Ugh. Man, that worked out well. We see this a lot. Kind of, you might say this is what I'm pulling out of my own memory. Up there. And I almost touched the wrong... I don't know if anybody's ever done that when you're painting and you're painting two different colors and then all of a sudden you touch up one color and you forgot to change the brush. And you touched it up with the wrong color. Like, oh, I have done that many times in my career. Okay, so see how black that tree is right there? That's very good. This one's a little lighter and this one's got more light on it. This one's very big with a shadow on both sides, and then this one, and then that one. I'm thinking I've got to pull a little bit of black right down here. The tree's a little bit light right there.
Hi, Mothman. Thank you, Christopher.
Okay. So we got one lone pine tree with a little bit of light showing through it. Maybe too much. You're supposed to do the other side first and then the back side. So this is my first try at doing the back side of a sunset tree. And I can see that I have not pulled it off very well. But you never know. I keep trying. I never give up. I had a career of doing something called front door rescue. And in doing front doors, I was doing, $10,000 set of doors, And you're putting you just can't give up on that, you know. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about all kinds of locks, all kinds of mortise locks, and this lock and that lock, and how these locks work, and how to install them and take them on, put them on, take them off. Because when you want to do a door correctly, you've got to take the hardware, everything off, including the lock, if you want to do it right. Well, anyway, I thank you for being here tonight. I am very excited to say that this is an excellent amount of time we have spent together. And looks like I am done to the point where I'm happy. And wow, I'm pretty excited here. This is really something. I need a little bit more red for this signature. Maybe not. Is that too bright? Oh, no, that's even too dark.
I've seen when we went to some of the galleries over like in Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg, and they did the scenery, like they did the same scene every season.
Yeah, she's talking about the
like at Cade's Cove or some cabin scene or whatever, and you have
all 4 seasons, same cabin, all 4 painted. Yep.
Yeah.
Masters Edition. That's the place. Kind of like it's a gallery. There's several of them here in this area.
Anne said her son is having issues for the his nerves and anxiety. They put him in the hospital for his
okay, we need to get him some
on the ward, you know, for
well, we need to get him some teaching. He's a new baby Christian. He needs milk. I want to recommend
I'll tell you, Anne,
Robert Henderson.
Whenever he gets out, if you could get him this stuff called Sammy. Where's that box at? Let me show him.
Way up in the cabinet.
If you could get him this stuff called Sammy.
No, it's right there. You just opened it up. It's right there.
It's totally natural. It helps so much. It's a mood and it says mood and joint health, but I'm telling you it's safe for animals. It's made for humans. It's called Sammy, S-A-M, and then a little E. And it's doctor recommended. It's clinically proven to show support and promote mood and emotional well-being. But it also is your joint health and mobility and liver cleanse. It's for your liver health. It'll cleanse your liver. And we had given this to our dog who had liver damage when she was 4 years old, and she lived to be 10 years old taking this kind of stuff. It calms adrenaline. I used to feel like I was because of the Asperger syndrome, I used to feel like I was in an airplane in turbulence. And I was like always nervous. And this stuff calmed me down and helped me all of these years, for years and years and years and years.
I know once you sign it, you're not supposed to keep messing with it. Can't help it though.
I hope that you saw that good enough and it wasn't just a glare from the light. That box, but it's it's called Sammy, S-A-M-E. Let me see if it might have had just a glare. I wasn't looking to see if it's.
Well, it looks
Can
fine.
you see?
You did great.
S-A-M-E.
All right.
Christopher wanted to know, is it hard to paint wildlife compared to scenery? Just wondering. For
That's
an
why.
honest
That's
opinion.
why I do scenery. I'm sorry. That's you just found out my secret. Scenery is much easier. Much easier. And there you have it.
And I'll tell you another thing that this Sammy works good for. If you have a loved one, a friend or a loved one, a neighbor that deals with anger issues, because this cleanses the liver is where anger is processed in the body, and it doesn't always like process out as easily. And so this it promotes good liver health and cleanses the liver. So if you know someone that deals with anger issues, this stuff right here, this Sammy, is really good for that person as well. I've given it to a relative whenever I've been around a relative, because he would deal with anger issues a lot. And whenever I was around, I would want him to have that stuff so that I didn't have to deal with his anger, you know. And it did help.
Yep. Helps me too. All right. Well, there you have it. And so I want to say, anything else, sweetheart? We're going to sign off. So anyway, thank you for
Donny
being
will
with us.
If anybody wants to watch the replay, if you're busy or whatever, and you can't watch it, but on Friday we'll be live streaming again, and they gave us permission and stuff, so we'll probably be live streaming
And
on both
hopefully,
channels, and
depending on how reception is,
and
we did pretty good last time.
yeah, and so one channel will be horizontal, the other channel will be vertical, because we're trying to get viewers over to the channel. And YouTube is
I've got to find some tweezers and get this
encouraging the vertical live stream.
Get this splinter out of my hand. So remember, we love you, but Jesus loves you more. And thank God for good reception tonight, and thank God for all of you. I bless you. I love you. I believe that we will all see each other in heaven. And if you don't know Jesus, now's the time. Just ask him into your heart. Say, Jesus, come into my heart. I believe that you died on the cross and God raised you from the dead, and that you're going to live inside of me the rest of my life. Amen.
And thank you for all that are watching the replay or on television. We appreciate you.
We sure do. Thank you very much, and it's going to be big, big, big. And you were here at the beginning. Good night, good night, good night.